Goku has long been the favorite character of at least 2 different generations by this point, and I wouldn't be mad at you if you wanted to argue a third or even a 4th, to be honest, because I don't know, Goku's been around a long time. A lot of people know Goku, but why is this though? Is it the epic fights? Is it the fact that he has some of the coolest transformations in all of anime? Argue with your mama about it, not me. No, I don't think any of these things are the reason why Goku is as popular or beloved by the world as he is. I think it has to do mainly with his attitude toward what he's most passionate about in his life, which is fighting or training, if you will. More specifically, it's his refusal to be complacent at any point in his life, right? And in today's video, I want to dive into this by first looking at times where Goku showed this attitude throughout the series over its different parts, and then finally discuss why people are able to connect with this and him so much as a character. Now, with all the preamble out the way, I do want to say thank you guys so much for the support that you've been showing to the channel, especially on the last video. Please continue liking, commenting, subscribing. I read all the comments and it really does help out. Now, let's get it done. From the very beginning of Dragon Ball, Goku has always had a very laid-back and jovial personality for, the entire series basically, or majority of it. And for majority of the series, this is how he approaches everything, right up until it's time for him to be involved in a fight and or train. This is when he truly locks in, if you will, because the main thing that he wants to do throughout this is to push past his limits, just in general. Or, if the guy that's at hand wants to kill his family or the planet or something, he'll lock in for that, right? That's also a goal. But we are shown many fights throughout the series where this is the case. And while we will discuss some other scenarios throughout the video, nowhere do I think this is better shown than with the Hit Assassination arc and the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament arc, right? Goku's first fight with Hit was probably one of the most interesting fights he's had in all of Super, if I'm being completely frank with you. And if it was a little bit better written, I'd say it's like top 3 fights in the entire franchise. I don't know, it's a really well done and entertaining fight, right? For the first time, Goku is fighting someone who isn't necessarily stronger or as strong as he is, but he has what we would call a hacks ability in the anime fandom, right? Where it's like, it's kind of broken. Oh, no, it's not kind of broken. It's broken. It controls a concept, right? Hit's ability is to stop time while delivering a lethal blow to the body as much as he can, because he's an assassin who's learned all that kind of stuff. And on paper, in the Dragon Ball universe, this can be considered to be OP, for at least a mortal, at least, because, once you get to the gods and stuff, they can just push that shit out the way. But this pushes Goku in a way that he hasn't been pushed before. He can't just power up and punch the opponent harder than he did before. And while yes, I know the anime depicts it like this because this is kind of technically what he does, but he does it in a different way that's kind of smart. What Goku is actually doing during this fight is predicting Hit's movements during his time skip or before his time skip. And for one, the way Hit uses his time skip is very linear, so I will say that. And Goku realized that he's still bound by the basics, I guess, if you want to call anything in the Dragon Ball world basic, but the basic rules, habits of, martial arts. Again, however regular they are in the Dragon Ball universe. But the point is, he's not only doing the traditional power-up gimmick that he has done throughout the entire series that we do, get criticized for a lot, but he's also adapting on the fly during the fight. He's predicting Hit's movements and striking where he anticipates he will be, which is actually something I honestly do think he could have and can still apply to faster opponents throughout the series, right? I think that'd be a great way to kind of just get, fight smarter kind of thing. And while yes, Goku does fight smart, but to push himself even further during the Hit Assassination arc, he anonymously hires Hit to assassinate him because he knows that is the only time Hit will be able to go out, all out, and Goku can fight him. It's, even at the cost of his own life, Goku's willing to, get about that shit. And this is the thing about Goku though, he does not shy away from a challenge no matter how difficult it may seem. And now I will, we can get away from me praising Super, because I want to throw up my mouth the whole time. Whole video I wanted to throw up my mouth a little bit right there. I don't like Super that much. Characterization of Goku and Super, trash. But we're gonna be looking back at Z, the first time that Goku and Vegeta fought each other, which is where I think Goku's characterization is peak. I do love Goku's characterization in Z all the way throughout. But this is the classic talent versus hard work conversation that is often discussed in relation to success. Vegeta from the very beginning of the series presents himself as an elite warrior who proceeds to call Goku a low-class warrior, like, you know, he shouldn't be able to do anything to him at all. And I guess maybe regular people, they'd think it and just kind of go with it. But with Goku, you know, for all standards of measurement, this is actually true in terms of the Saiyan hierarchy from what we've seen before, whether it's throughout the movie, well, just the movies actually, or the series. I guess they do show the Saiyans a little bit in the series now, but that is a true statement. The difference between those previous Saiyans and Goku is that, for one, he doesn't have that mindset of having a limit placed on him, but he also doesn't let others' views of him affect how he sees himself. The entire fight encircles around these two ideologies, and while at first he did lose, because Goku does lose to Vegeta, you know, in that first fight, before you get down to my comments, you know, in a fair one-on-one fight, Vegeta did beat Goku that first time that they saw each other, just to put that out there. But for the rest of the series, it would continue to show us time and time again that Goku's willingness to push himself harder than anyone else will always beat natural talent, even if that said natural talent adopts his same methods. His willingness to look at his own path and push ahead regardless of what is around him is why he's able to, you know, go and do the things the way that he does. Now though, let's talk about why we resonate with this attitude so much. All Goku wants to do is train to become stronger so that he can fight stronger people. And on the surface, this can be seen as something that's pretty trivial, if we're being honest, but this is how I think passion works. To other people, it can seem like this trivial thing that you're so willing to ignore everything around you to pursue a singular goal. It seems like you're crazy, like you're mad, right? But this is oftentimes how people who have truly made a mark on the world with their lives would describe success. This is how they would describe to you that they've done this for the most part. There's always exceptions to the rule, right? Just to put that out there. But Goku's willingness to run it back with his life on the line just because he knows that this is when he'll be going all out represents this amazingly to me, honestly. Probably the best I've seen it represented in Dragon Ball. Don't quote me on that, please. He's not looking to be second best at anything he does. He doesn't believe there's a true peak for him. Goku, to my recollection and knowledge, never says I want to be the strongest. You know, he just says I want to be stronger so I can fight stronger opponents. He wants to keep going. He never wants to stop. He wants to die doing this. And again, if there is a peak for him, he will search for it as long as he can. This work ethic is why we love Goku. There's no complacency with him, but it's not from a place of panic or negativity that people will usually associate with not being complacent with things, right? He truly enjoys this with all of his heart, which is something that we are all searching for. Everyone wants to find that one thing that makes them feel free and pursue it with all their heart. And if that does bring you money in the end, that would be fantastic. That's why I do this, guys. You know, seeing this character grow from someone who's considered a failure at birth to one of the strongest characters in the universe. I'm not gonna say fiction because, you know, I do believe that there are stronger people. It's great. It's amazing. It's inspiring. Somebody who came from, I know like zero to hero stories are all out there and, you know, they're all kind of whatever, like they're good. There's good ones out there, but I don't know, something special about Goku just hits for me, man. Just seeing that little kid do all that, just from growing all the way up. But next, during his fight with Vegeta, we get to learn about his mindset when it comes to the topic of talent versus hard work, right? He does not let the mindset of this guy who was born stronger than him, so, you know, he should concede to him or give up to him, right? It's not gonna push him down, right? No, he looks right at him and he pushes through. He pushes him down, for lack of a better term, right? This can be viewed again as the average underdog story, but that's not how it ends. In the end, the underdogs, plural, because Goku did get help from, you know, Krillin, Yajirobe, Gohan. Yeah, actually those three. Like, they came in together to help take down Vegeta, right? The mindset, however, is the takeaway from this fight, right? We all want to be the guy who stands up to the stronger guy and beats him on our own. Sure, you know, that's great. But imagine being so attuned to the belief in yourself that nothing stops you. That defeat didn't stop Goku. He got back up. He even asked Krillin, yo, spare him, so that we can run it back. I promise you, I promise you, I'm gonna run the ones with him next time I see him. And I'm gonna put him down. That's the type of mindset that we need to have, not in terms of fighting. Don't go out there fighting and punching people, but in terms of your goals and the things that you want to do. And this is how I am with it too. Like every day I get up, I do something that contributes to my goal. I don't let the fact that yesterday maybe a video flopped, I kept going. These are the things that, you know, for, I guess watching anime has really instilled in me. He shows us that no matter what your surrounding circumstances, don't let it change the way you see yourself. If you are surrounded by failure, don't let that failure define you. Success is made up of failures. Countless failures make up success. Again, ask those guys that are now successful, right? And as long as you have, you know, an idea of who you are and you're sure of who you are, you can overcome anything, because self-belief is what you got to go. That's all you got, bro. And there are many other reasons why we love Goku. He's one of the most iconic characters in fiction, you know, now. And he has many thematic elements that contribute to this that I honestly think people don't talk about enough. Again, people don't discuss this enough when it comes to talking about why they love Goku. They just love to say, oh, he's strong or whatever the hell, or people generalize him, right? He pushes us to want to be better than we were yesterday, and this gives us meaning on the most basic level. If you feel lost or have no goal that you want to achieve in your own life, this provides you with one built into it, right? Which is to be better. Then this will slowly seep into other aspects of your life, oftentimes providing those other goals that you may not know you had, you may not have known that you had before, right? And I know it may seem silly that a character can push you to find meaning in your own life, but again, I'm living proof of this. I was always a pretty gifted kid growing up, so I never really had to work for anything that hard, to be honest, like academically speaking. And when I did, I mean, honestly, yeah, academically and physically, I was always a pretty fit kid. So when I had to work for something, I would quit immediately. But seeing Goku as I grew up pushed me to want to better myself physically, emotionally, academically, etc. It taught me discipline, which I've transferred into other aspects of my life, such as, you know, this, which has led me to the fact that this is the 50th video on this channel. And yes, this entire video was just a 50th video celebration, man. I'm really proud of myself, and I want to thank you guys so much for supporting, but genuinely, I am proud of myself that I've made it this far, bro. This is the most consistent that I've ever been on YouTube, and I'm genuinely enjoying it. There's times where, you know, I don't feel like writing a script today, or I don't feel like recording. No, not recording. I like the recording part. I don't feel like editing. I don't want to write or edit. And I'm just like, no, this is what I want to do, right? This is my dream. So pick your struggle. Do I want to struggle for somebody else's dream, or do I want to struggle for my dream? I'm choosing my dream. And you know, we just hit 50. We got 50 more to go. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you who have liked, commented, subscribed, and or listened to me yap about my thoughts. You guys genuinely push me to want to do this more. Seeing you guys being responsive to the content really is nice. I love it. But you know, you keep me going, so thank you. And if you enjoyed the video, if you made it this far in the video, you did enjoy the video, just put that out there, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment down below. Again, I read all the comments, so just comment down there and I'll read it. I promise to respond to all of them. I always do. I love you. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.